Everything's gets kind of wild, huh? Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. Larry Kayota, Halder, welcome in. Hope everybody's doing well. Lemmy, thanks for the 1,000 jewels. I appreciate it. We got a loot box. Let's go. Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. We're going to be doing some Ever Crisis today, which was not originally planned, but I have so many things that I need to do between Expedition 33, Ever Crisis, Persona 5, live stream content, sponsored content. I have so much to do that is not live streaming. And rather than just canceling the live stream and doing all of that offline, I decided to do part of it online so that we can just have an interactive portion. So y'all can be a part of the process. Y'all can be part of the questions and answers. And then maybe that'll even help with the video overall. So we'll have some extra bits for the folks that watch it. They're looking for the folks that are looking for the information. So basic core concept today is that we're going to be trying to create some wish list for people who are relatively new so that they can clear most of the content in the game in terms of like the permanent content. Then we're obviously going to be doing the what's it called, the battle ranking. Saul Bog, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. We're going to be doing the battle ranking. We'll do some limit testing on stage 6. Obviously there's going to be a most efficient build, quote unquote, but we're going to find ones that just work because that's the goal, right? Because as always with the battle ranking events, although it's a lot more important nowadays to try to get the best rank that you possibly can just for fun's sake, getting the weapon voucher is the main priority. So as long as we can get that weapon voucher, we're in a good spot. Oh, we're live, dog. But yeah, if you want to watch the VOD, you're cool. I'm going to post all the videos individually too. But yeah, I just want to make sure you know that we're like live. Like right now, this is live. But yeah, anyway, so that's the intent though, is that we're going to go over the battle ranking. We're going to go over the wish list stuff for the folks that are newer players, in terms of like making content for the newer players and helping them clear content rather. And then I want to make a free-to-play build for the floor 100 fight for the battle tower, which should be pretty easy nowadays. Like we were getting pretty strong when the set damage weapons came out, and like most of the battle tower got cleared with that, like with Bahamut Greatsword. But clearing the basement 100 floor with a team should not be difficult in today's game. So we should be able to get it done with a build that does not require investment into limited weapons is the idea, or ultimate weapons. We shouldn't need either. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and hop right into it. For folks that don't know, I am in the affected area where the wildfires in Canada are affecting our breathing conditions, and our office here is not as well ventilated as the rest of the apartment. So I am not able to stay on for a long period of time, but I will stay on for as long as I comfortably can. If you do hear a fan in the background, that's the reason why you hear it. That's our air purifier in the background going off so I can actually breathe, breathable air. But yeah. Appreciate y'all joining me on the Friday afternoon. Hope y'all have had a nice start to the weekend, or a nice end of the week, wherever you may be in the world. And also, if anybody's watching is from Canada, I hope you and your family are safe. Obviously, this is awful. These wildfires are completely out of control. People are losing their homes. This is no laughing matter. It's no joke. I know there's a lot of people in the United States right now that are being real assholes about this, when all they have to do is wear a mask for a couple of days, which they're absolutely capable of doing. So, sucks. Hopefully they're able to get it under control with this weekend. There's a couple of rainstorms coming through, so hopefully that'll help with some of the problems. Obviously, it's not going to be a permanent solution, but hopefully it at least gives some kind of a reprieve. Got 2 5-stars on that one. Check those out real quick. Obtained. I had one earlier. This one, it rolled like garbage, dude. So bad. So bad. I'm just going to use that for materials. Roll better. And it refused. And it refused. Try again. Nope. We'll boost it all the way just to see, but I doubt it. Probably see like maybe 7. Not even. Oh, there you go, 7. Yeah. 7. Great. Eat that one too. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, 6 is better. Saw magic defense go up once. That's so valid. I for the most part have my stuff for the most part under control. There's still some old material that I have here that I probably don't need at this point, but yeah, it's garbage too. But yeah, I mean, if we go down to like the very bottom, I think I've had this fire breach since this is a fire breach that I exchanged from the Crisis Dungeon shop. That's how old this fire breach is. So this is like a 2023 materia. And I think I just didn't exchange it out of just pure like, why would I exchange it when I use limited resources to get it? And why would I delete it, right? But yeah, if you go down, you'll see I still have the ice and the lightning breach here, but I did not, I did end up pulling for the fire breach. I forget what it was for. It was for an event that was out that needed like fire resist down. And I didn't have a way to inflict the fire resist down in a good way. So I used the materia instead so I could actually participate in the event, which was a good trade for me at the time. But obviously there are better things to use crisis metals on nowadays, including the 2 buster swords. But lately I've just been getting the 2 5-star tickets. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's wild, man. If you like, I obviously for the folks that don't live in the United States, you don't have to hear the people whine about like smoke in the air here. But the fact that the people in the United States are whining when the United States themselves have had a massive wildfire every single year in the 2020s is wild to me. Absolutely wild. It's almost like a defining trait. To be so ignorant is like a very American trait, and it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, dude. Like, God. Oh, it's a rant for another day, though. I was ranting about it to Lemmy offline before I went live, and I was just like, dude, it's just driving me nuts. You keep seeing these people like talk shit like this, and it's just like, God, just shut up, brother. It's not that bad. We could literally be outside with masks right now and it would be fine. Would it be comfortable? No. Is it very safe? No, obviously not. You're supposed to be staying inside right now because the air quality is not great. So you have to stay inside for a couple days with an air purifier running. Who cares? It's fine. It's fine. People are actively losing their homes in Canada right now. This sucks. We are not the biggest priority here. And seldom are we. But I'm sorry to hear that that's happening in Spain as well, and I hope they're able to get that under control as well, because wildfires are no joke. They are no joke. We've had a couple of massive like area-defining wildfires in the United States, in both the Midwest United States and the Western United States. It's wild. No pun intended, but like that's just crazy. Something that we definitely need to get under control before our whole world sets on fire, but again, conversation for another day. We'll focus on the here and now. Let's start with the beginner stuff. So I have been working on a list of items here in terms of items and team comps that I think we can build that will be free to play friendly for the most part. Now, I want to preface, let me actually start recording here too, so I can, because I'm going to turn this into a YouTube video as well. I want to preface this with, I am making free-to-play friendly guides that are going to be a majority of the items on here will be featured weapons. The items that are not featured weapons will have alternatives listed for them within the actual list of within the actual spreadsheet that I made, or they will have, or they're available in the limit break draw. So what I mean by that is that this limit break draw that we have available that you can pull on for the same amount of tickets as a regular banner draw, they're available on this. So it's one of the two, right? So that's the caveat. Most of the stuff in these builds are either free, meaning that we got them for customization, or featured. So we'll be able to pull them on any regular old banner, or they're available in this banner, which means you can go pull for them if you wanted to, right? Now, does that guarantee that you're going to get it? Obviously not, right? Obviously not. but there are going to be alternatives to it. Obviously, as we continue to see more content released in the game, more featured banners released in the game, we will continue to see like additional upgrades and power creep that we'll likely never see in the game again, right? So we're going to see more power creep. This is going to change. It's going to be an evolving list, but it's just an idea for where to start so that you can start wish listing for whatever element that you think you want to use. Okay, so end all be all, we're going to start there. Just that's how I did the two teams. I'm going to go over quickly the permanent content that I am covering with these teams, or at least the things that I'm trying to cover with this. The things that I'm trying to cover are all of the Trial of the Summons fights. So this will include items that I think will be good for every single one of the Trial of the Summons fights. I will also make videos around clearing these fights with said teams and with said items, assuming that I can get them to regular or to decent overboost levels to actually be able to clear it and show it off. But that's the idea. So I will go through and try to show you how to clear all these. Obviously, I haven't cleared the EX3 fight for Ifrit either, so we'll try to figure that out together. But we'll do Shiva and Ramuh because I've cleared all of those. Ifrit and Bahamut, cleared all those. Leviathan and Bahamut, cleared all those. I haven't done Bahamut 3 yet, so we'll have to figure out how to do Bahamut 3. Oh, I did do Bahamut 3. Never mind. We did do Bahamut 3. I don't think Odin has an EX3 yet. I haven't done the Titan EX3 yet, so that's another thing that we'll have to tackle together. So you'll see that there'll be a couple of things here that we have to like go through and tackle. I've even gotten EX3 Ramuh done, so we'll be able to get that done. But that's the permanent content that I'm thinking of. The other bit of permanent content that I'm thinking of are the battle towers. And I'm specifically considering the battle tower level 100, which is one of the most difficult fights in the entire game when it was released. As of today, it should not be nearly as hard as it was before. So this should be very, very easy for us to clear. But the other fight that's actually difficult to clear is floor 98, which I think gets kind of swept under the rug. But this is a very difficult fight for most players because this boss can fully heal himself, which is a lot to deal with. I actually cheesed this fight because of the cast animation with Tifa's motor drive. It got off before it was able to heal itself. So that I got very, very lucky when it first released. Again, we are significantly stronger now than we were back then, so this should not be difficult for us to clear with modern weapons. But even Yuffie's Diner Tray build should be able to clear this without having any problems, right? Because she's able to inflict that wind resist out on her own. She's able to get that physical attack up, or you know what I mean? She can't do the actual debuffs because they're immune to it, but we'll have the wind resist down automatically. She's already got some really good wind damage with the Diner Tray. Now we should be in a really good spot. Yeah, it was annoying. It was annoying. It should be pretty plausible now. But yeah, that's the idea. So how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to go into solo party. I'm going to use this this team 6 here. We're just going to use this to delete this, and we'll just keep going through and remaking the teams. And I'll kind of explain why I think these teams are good, and I'll explain a wish list for what you should be like prioritizing when you're pulling on banners if you're trying to pull each team. Now, to start with, I'm just going to go through each element. I will explain if I think that the element is very good. I will tell you right now, ahead of everything else, I know I glaze water a lot, but if you are a relatively new player, and I mean that in the sense that you started from like 2.5 anniversary on, right? So if you're really, 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 really new, water is going to be your key to clearing out 99% of the content in the game, right? Because most of the enemies in this game are not resistant to water, and we have an ability that allows us to imperil that enemy and make them weak to water. And there have been now 2 excellent weapons added to the feature pool that allow us to abuse water in a very, very good way. So be ready for the water team. It's going to happen. All of the elements are going to be talked about today, but I'm going to give you a kind of breakdown of what I think would be good for most of the beginner players that have been playing for like basically 3 to 9 months is kind of what this is intended for. And then for the folks that are waiting for the battle ranking challenge, we'll go over that later this afternoon. We're gonna start with Fire. Fire, it's gonna be between either Cloud or Vincent here. It's really gonna depend on what your other supportive options are, because Vincent's Spade customization on his Holiday Arm gives him Fire bonus. And then he also has the Chrome Death penalty that gives Fire boost. But if you do have Aerith's Gorgeous Staff available, which does Fire bonus and Fire boost combined, then you don't need to have Vincent on the team. Even though Vincent technically does more damage, you don't need to have Vincent on the team. So it's really going to come down to what you have available into your account. If you don't have Gorgeous Staff with Aerith available, if you don't have the Shinra Ceremonial Rifle with Lucia available, if you don't have any of those weapons available that can help boost up that fire potency and fire bonus damage, then Vincent's a much better choice than Cloud is, right? Just going to say it outright. For the sake of conversation, we're going to start with Cloud. And so Cloud is going to be largely dependent on Sky Splitter. Sky Splitter is our physical attack fire sword that just got updated recently with the EOS announcement, that now does 1340% physical fire damage, and with the Spade customization gives Cloud a selfish mid to high physical attack increase, a team-wide fire damage increase, which is a very rare addition in this game, so something that we do not see very often, while also getting a 20% amp to his single target, his fire damage abilities. So basically what this does is this allows Cloud to have the same damage level as Vincent, right? Because Vincent has that 1.2 times effect if the enemy has a debuff on Holiday Garm. So they made it so that Cloud had the same amount of damage as Vincent does. That's all it is. So the amp is nice. It's a solid update. It's a solid add-on, right? It's nice to have, but it's really just to make sure that Cloud and Vincent do the same amount of damage. That's all this means. So since this has more utility, I prefer the Cloud version of this build than the Vincent one. But again, all going to boil down to what your available resources are, and you may actually end up running both. And we'll play more around fire when we have the guild battle next week. For the offhand, the obvious option here is Noble Parasol. If you did not get Noble Parasol with at the Don Cornero event, where we got the single target damage received up, this is a very, 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 very great offhand weapon for Cloud. Not only because it gives Enliven, but because it has that single target damage received up. And more importantly, when I'm doing these builds, I'm going to be primarily focused on a single DPS, meaning that you're going to have one damage dealer. So the fact that this Enliven that he gets is the Spade custom, here we go. The fact that this Enliven that he gets at the lower overboost levels is irrelevant. Cloud's the only one who needs it, right? For all the stuff that we're trying to clear and all the stuff that we're trying to do, your DPS is the one that needs Enliven, right? So having this at OB0 should work just fine. If it's not working out and you need extra stats, you'll have the Mystic Sword available because you'll have this at OB10 for the customization release in March. So you already have this at OB10 available for you. And then you can customize this with Quintessential Interruption. You can customize this with the Spade custom to add the stat buff tier up. A couple of just really good options with Mystic Sword. However, for the physical team, you will want to make sure that you put physical brands onto your Mystic Sword. So that way it's got some extra physical attack in that offhand. Again, the preferred though is Noble Parasol. It is nice to have it at a higher overboost level, but if you only have it at OB0, it should work just fine. For the outfits here, obviously, you're not going to have a lot of options in that Festival of Appreciation or Festival of Gratitude. I think the only one that you'll have available that is an immediate, like, I would pick this, would be the AC mode, because this is an Omni Arcanum. So you'll be able to get that 30% bonus. You can also pick his Flame Arcanum from the original Chinese New Year release, which has a Flame Blade Arcanum of 35% and a physical attack buff of 10, which means you would not have to have a physical attack sub-weapon to max out his physical attack, which normally is like whatever, but in this case, for folks that are just trying to cap out their builds, perfectly fine, right? So those two are pretty good options. In terms of the final option, it's just anything that's going to give you an extra boost attack. You can do the Bahamut Garb for the last sub-gear. You can pick maybe he'll end up getting a new banner. Maybe you pull on a new banner. His crossover stuff's going to come back, so you can always look at like Sedane's outfit as an example for some more physical ability potency as a sub-gear. That's an option as well. A couple of options there, but whatever works, it just works as long as you slot it in to give him some extra stats. That's what your point. That's what your goal is. So let's assume that you're pulling on this and you're getting the Omni Arcanum just so that way you can use Cloud for all the different elements. So we'll take the AC mode. In terms of materia, you're going to be trying to make fire potency materia. If you need help with materia, there is a full materia guide on my profile. I'll actually link it here as well for the folks that are watching the YouTube video. But for the folks who are here live on YouTube, I do have a guide on materia and like maxing out your fire potency and making fire potency materia. You can also use the advanced materias to get those 5-star guarantees to just try to get your fire potency up as quickly as possible. But you do want to make sure that you have at least one X sigil boost for his X sigil materia slot. So that way when you have those X sigil stream phases, you'll be able to clear them off with Cloud. But yeah, anything that'll give fire potency, obviously for the physical team, you want to focus on the physical fire blows. At the end of the day, the fire potency is really why we're making these. So even though this doesn't have physical attack, it's not the end of the world. You're still getting 11% extra damage to your fire damage. So just take your best fire potency stuff and just slot it right in. No big deal. Not going to touch on ultimate weapons here because I don't think ultimate weapons are very important when it comes to these builds. These builds will be able to clear 99% of the content without ultimate weapons. And even the just exchange ultimate weapon will be fine in most cases, right? So we'll just throw that on there for the sake of our conversation. Obviously for this, Cloud would be your main DPS, so you want to make sure that he has the Hellfire summon, which is the Ifrit summon, and that would be your main Cloud build there. that's going to be our main Cloud build. We'll talk about sub equipment in a bit because that's going to go into like the wish list stuff, and we'll talk about that after the fact. We're going to go ahead and start talking about our other 3 characters. So now that we have our DPS settled, there are 3 characters that we can bring into this squad that can immediately benefit your team: a supporter, a healer, or a tank. If you have a supporter, meaning if you have Lucia's Shinra Ceremonial Rifle, she is an excellent bring to this fight. However, Cloud specifically already gives you the fire damage up that you need, so Lucia has a little bit less value add in this particular team comp than she would with Vincent's, right? If you're bringing in Vincent, and we'll do the Vincent build after this, but if you're bringing in Vincent does not have the ability to boost his own fire potency, so you'll be have to bring in that other fire potency. Woo! Is that a goat? Matt, thanks for the goat. I appreciate it. Thanks for the 1,000 jewels. It's just in the chat. Yeah, sick. It's kind of like the TikTok gifs. Think of it like bits on Twitch. Basically the same thing. Basically the same thing. Just something fun with it, some effects with it. But I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing them. Right. Yeah, sick. Hey, more power to you. Like I told Lemmy, I only got 50, so. Oh. But yeah, so in this case, Lucia is less important than than if she's on the Cloud team, because Cloud is already able to give you that fire potency up. She's still great, so it's not like a bad thing, but yeah, I appreciate it. I meant to message you, by the way. I wanna do some mock draft soon, since you're here. Doesn't have to be like this weekend or anything, but like I want to start doing some mocks soon. We're only about what, like a month and a half away from draft season, so getting to the point. So for this team, since we're using Cloud, we're just gonna go in with Aerith here. You can also use Barret. Barret's probably a more friendly free-to-play option, especially with his most recent fire weapon that just released. So like he's a really good option here. But it's basically just comes down to whatever you have available, right? So if you pull down the most recent Barret banner and you have his Fafnir rifle available, that's a great option here as well. But I'm trying to focus on just like the most free-to-play friendly. Aerith, whenever I recommend Aerith in any team, right? Any team, she is going to be heavily reliant on limit break weapons. Heavily reliant. So whenever I offer up Aerith as an option, she is only an option if you have been playing for longer than like a week, basically, right? Most of her stuff is available in that limit break draw, except for the crossover weapons, which she does have quite a few of, unfortunately. But the weapon I'm going to be talking about today is the Gorgeous Staff, which was just released about a month and a half ago. And you should have a copy of this at OB0, which even at OB0, this is a solid addition to a team. Going to give you 20% extra fire ability damage with the extra bonus damage. And then the Spade customization also gives you 25% boost. So this weapon gives you not only the 20% bonus damage, but 25% boost, which is a 45% total increase to damage, which is a lot, right? This is a huge increase to damage with just one weapon. So having this as an option, even at OB0, is a great option. Obviously, you don't need any physical attack here because Cloud's going to be able to buff his own physical attack, so we're not worried about a physical attack buff. So her offhand weapon is just going to be basically whatever you need at that point. You can give her one of her healing weapons. You can give her her Festive Rod if you have it available for physical bonus damage. You can give Bahamut Rod for some more defensive healing if you need that. You can give her Fairy Tail for a better heal, like a better in general heal. So you can do that as well. If you have Gambuntain available at a high overboost level, you can use this with the Spade customization to help increase that fire damage up earlier. But like, again, not necessary, right? If you need help with Exploit Weakness, her Dragon Quest weapon has Exploit Weakness for the entire team, which is an option. So she does have a lot of options. Unfortunately, like I said, a lot of them are limited. The only not limited one that I would think of that would be a decent add here would be like Sun Umbrella for physical defense down, because right now we don't have an option for physical defense down on this team. So maybe that's a good option to bring. You can just bring a Breach Materia as well, which is what a lot of folks have been doing. They just bring a Breach Materia and just find a way to like amplify that in a way, whether it's like an ultimate weapon or a stat debuff tier down, etc. So whatever you have available is perfectly fine here. You can just bring it in and be done with it. But if you don't have Gorgeous Staff, then Aerith obviously not as useful of a bring here. Instead, I would probably be looking for Lucia. Lucia has the Marine Shooter. which is not only a physical attack debuff on all enemies, but it is an AoE fire resist down as well, which is obviously very, very helpful. And it's a high fire resist down, which is also very, very helpful. So the fact that this is obviously a good debuffing weapon while also having a really good AoE fire resist down is just very, very useful. So if you don't have Marine Shooter to decent overboost level, it's a solid option there. And then for your the other options here, you're looking at basically Schindler Ceremonial Rifle, which is the one that gives Enfeeble and the fire damage up and the ATB up. This is obviously just a very, very good fire weapon for physical fire. But Killer Falcon is actually fine too. This also gives fire weapon boost and gives HP gain to your entire team, which can be pretty helpful to help keep your HP topped up, which is a nice option. And then if you're looking for a more consistent physical defense down, Nightjar is a great weapon that not only does a high physical defense decrease, but also has a medium magic defense decrease and Diamond Sigil Break with just a 3 ATB with solid R abilities. So if you're looking for a good physical defense down, this is probably your choice. For me, it would just be Marine Shooter and Nightjar, just to kind of like give her the fire resist down, give her the physical defense down, and then you've got basically the debuffs that you're looking for between Lucia and Cloud with the single target damage received up, the fire resist down, the physical defense down. Those are the 3 key things that you're gonna need to really like amplify your damage to clear fire content. And so when it comes to the last slot, it's just going to be basically supporting that team, because Cloud's able to give himself his own physical attack. He's able to give himself Enliven. He's also got that single target damage received up with Noble Parasol. And then Lucia comes in, gives that fire resist down, gives the physical defense down. And the last slot can be defensive. So someone like Barret with Assault Gun for physical defense. What's the Escutcheon Cannon for the magic defense up. You can use Sunrise Cannon for fire resist and lightning resist up on certain stages. So if you're needing that like lightning resist up for whatever reason, you can use that there. Shark Slayer is a fire resistant weapon, so Barret can also be that as well if you needed it. But lots of options, and that's why I prefer the Cloud version of this team in general, just because I think the Cloud version of this team is a lot more flexible, where Vincent needs like some specific help, right? Like some very specific help. And that's why we'll go more in depth with the Vincent side of this. But this is how I would build the fire team. If you're looking for a physical fire team, I think building around Cloud is a solid option, especially if you have Noble Parasol available. I just think it's a more offensively focused option. And I think it's a great way to just like, you know, ensure that you're going to deal the modern DPS that we expect for most of the content in the game that revolves around fire, right? So lots of options here though. Like I said, this isn't a terribly complicated build in general, so it shouldn't be too very hard for folks to build out. In terms of a wish list for this team, you'd be looking for basically just the weapons that I just mentioned, meaning that you'd be looking for, go to wish list here, you'd be looking for Cloud Sky Splitter, you'd be looking for Lucia's Marine Shooter, and you'd be looking for Lucia's Nightjar. And these would be your 3 wish list items to make sure you're getting there. In terms of sub equipment, so stuff that you want to put onto Cloud to help reach his DPS ceilings, the Barret weapon that just released has attack and fire potency. That's actually the best offhand weapon that he can equip in terms of just raw damage. So if you're looking to like really maximize it out, pulling on this Barret fire banner is the way to go. But if you don't want to pull on that banner, you want to pull on something else while also supplementing your fire DPS, getting Crystal Sword on Zacta OB10 is a great option. It's not got great R ability or stats rather, but the R abilities are perfect in terms of just giving you the rest of the fire potency that you need, while also giving you a non-physical attack stat to boost up your damage a little bit higher. And then for the last slot, you're just looking for anything that'll increase your physical ability potency. So I usually default just to Barret's Enemy Launcher, because Enemy Launcher is just a really strong physical ability potency weapon. There's a lot of options in the game at this point. If you don't pick Cloud's New Year banner, the Lunar New Year banner outfit, you'll need that extra physical attack. And so if you need that extra physical attack, you can grab Angeal's Greatsword as an option, which also gives 56 potency for physical attack. Or the one that I prefer is Zack's Surfer Blade, which just got a really, really good customization and will be used on other teams in the game. So if you're trying to find a way to like double up, basically maximize your own builds while also having options for other elements, this is a great option. This will be used on a lot of teams for free-to-play options. So if you're looking for something that's really, really good, this is a great option to have on there. And then for the last slot, what did I say for the last slot? Oh, Enemy Launcher, right? Oh, Crystal Sword. I accidentally took Crystal Sword off. Crystal Sword. Zack. I'm already on Zack. There we go. And that would be my fire wish list for the physical fire team. So I'm not going to go through, like I said, I'm just going to go through a couple of ones that I think are like really, really good, like featured pool hits. And then if people want like, you know, I was really hoping you'd cover Magic Lightning, right? Well, I'll do those too, but I'm going to try to keep this kind of brief because, again, I've got limited time here, and I don't want the YouTube video or this live stream to go on for 5 hours. But this is the Physical Fire team. This is a very easy team to supplement with free-to-play weapons. And like I said, the banner that's out right now with both Red's weapon and Barrett's current weapon are both excellent additions to a lot of teams, even the not just the Fire team, but just the multiple teams in general. So this is a very good banner to pull on if you're trying to be like build out for Physical Fire, or if you're holding out hope for the Dragon Quest event to rerun so you can get more copies of the Fire Imperil for Zach. You know, that's also, you know, something to hold on to hope for. If you're looking for that, this is a great way to supplement that damage up. Obviously, you could also go into the Limit Break banner and just pull for Tifa's Festive Gloves, but I think that this is more realistic in terms of like your ability to get the actual weapons, as at least of this recording, between the tickets that we're going to get, meaning the actual like regular gacha tickets, right? So like the Cloud gacha tickets, the regular bronze and silver tickets, you're more likely to see the Sky Splitter, the Marine Shooter, the Crystal Sword on those pulls than you're never going to see a Limit Break weapon, right? So it's more realistic to have a wish list like that instead of like, you know, focusing in on this banner and then praying that you get, you know, multiple copies of Festive Gloves, which is just not realistic. And if you do think it's realistic, I'll have a pull video posted by the time this goes live on YouTube where I pulled on this banner until the 6th stamp. And when I got to the 6th stamp, I got non-wish list items on every single 4-star except for one. So I'm just saying, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get your wish list items when you're pulling on this banner. Yes. So they were actually smart about that. They did give Avaricharsis devs their flowers. They put all of the Memorias in the co-op shop. So every single Memoria that is in the game is in the co-op shop. And it's only 500 co-op medals, so this is super easy for people to get. But yeah, every single one in the game that has ever been released is in here right now. All of them. Even the ones that were limited to like the 1st anniversary, they're all in here. But yeah, if you haven't gotten them already, they are there and they're available. And absolutely get them because they are all super useful. Super useful. Next team. Next team is the team that we were kind of hinting towards, which is the same Fire team, but we're going to be building around Vincent this time. Like I said, this one is a lot more specific around Vincent in particular, but Vincent is very strong right now, and a lot of fan favorites at home. So I wanted to at least take some time to like show off the Vincent build. His fire damage weapon is called Holiday Garb. At OB10, it does 1,340% physical fire damage, and when a debuff is granted to the target, it gives 20% more damage, which brings it up to, I forget the actual figure, it's like 1608, I think. Where's all Holiday Garb? 1608 on the nose, look at me. All right, great. Yeah, so 1608. So yeah, it's a solid option, obviously. This is a very strong weapon, and if you put C ability increases on this with brands, you're able to get this base damage up even higher. As you can see, I think mine currently is 1396 with the brands that I have on here. So I've got 2 C ability brands on here, which is nice. Because then this is then multiplied by 20%, which is a big upgrade. It ends up putting it in like the same range as a heart customization, to put it in perspective. With Spade customization, this gives you the fire damage bonus for your entire team, which is obviously very good. I mentioned this when we were talking about the Cloud build. Vincent is able to give your entire team bonus and boost, and that is a easy way to make sure that your team is doing an abundance of damage on basically every single content in the game. And I actually want to use Vincent as our example today, so we're actually going to build this team out like for real, so I can show you kind of the ceiling of what this team can accomplish. So we're going to be using the Ifrit summon like I talked about before. I am going to be getting his Chrome Death penalty on. I'm going to use some exchange vouchers just for the sake of the video, so that way we can actually go over and show how strong this actually is. I'm going to give him his exchange ultimate weapon here. His Holiday Garb outfit gives fire potency and a fire arcanum. So if you're looking to build around Fire Vincent, I think that's an excellent option. I do not believe, as of this recording, that any of the vouchers are able to give you the Omni Arcanum that he had, which was the Chaos outfit. I do not believe that is available for any selector yet. I don't think that will be that way forever. I imagine we'll be able to pull for the very, very cool Chaos outfit, but I imagine after the first couple weeks, they'll start to they'll loosen the reins a little bit. Right now, they want the people who spent money to pull for all of that stuff to actually be able to use it still, because they literally just spent money on it last month. So be patient, and probably get it available. Until then, you can use one of those vouchers to pull for the Holiday Vincent Garm outfit to get that fire potency up, or that fire arcanum. I don't have it available, so I'm just going to give him one that gives attack all allies. Doesn't really do anything else. I think it gives us some 20% physical damage. Yeah, 20% physical damage, but no big deal. Same deal with the materia. We're just going to give him our strongest fire potency materials. We're not going to think too heavily on it. He actually wants triangle boost. So if you wanted to try to build around Vincent, you want to make sure that you get a triangle boost materia. I'm not going to worry about it for the sake of the video here. We're just going to like put some stuff on and just be done with it. In terms of sub equipment, I'm going to use the same sub equipment that I offered up when we were pulling on the when I was making a wish list for the Zach, hello, the Cloud for the Cloud wish list. It's going to be very similar for the sub weapon. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the Crystal Sword, because that's just a great option. We're going to take the Crystal Sword. I'm going to go ahead and take the Surfer Blade, which is another great weapon that I can just put in my offhand here. If you're using the Surfer Blade as a sub weapon, by the way, make sure that you give this the diamonds, or the the diamond customization, because that will give you ultimate physical interruption, which will give you more damage on sigil break phases, or on interrupt phases specifically. We'll switch that over to diamond. And then for the last weapon here, we're just trying to give him a little bit more damage. His physical attack is already maxed out. His fire potency is a level 8, which is the nice break point that we're trying to get. If you're interested in more information about, you know, the actual build and functions and where you want to get your R abilities and stuff like that, I have a ton of beginner guides here that all go over this, including the individual build guides where I went over how you want to build it. I think I even have one specifically for Vincent, and his Holiday Garm build would not be much different than it is today. So if you're looking for something like that, those guides are already in the Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis guides playlist that I have, and that has a lot less videos than the Ever Crisis actual playlist does. So if you're looking for just a guide to help you out there, that's a great way to do it. For the last slot here, he's already got maxed out physical attack. He's already got maxed out fire potency, or at least maxed out for me. This is the highest I want to get it to. So I'm just going to try to give him the most physical ability potency that I can give. If you've got a physical attack all allies and physical ability potency weapon, this is a great spot to put it. If you've got the enemy launcher at a high overboost level, that'll max out your physical ability potency, which is obviously also very strong here as well. But lots of options here. You can even do automatic to max out the or get the boost attack from level 4 or level 3, right? Yeah, level 3 to level 6. Which is a 13% increase to physical attack. This is a great option as well. Lots of options here. This is one of those moments where you just kind of slot what you have, right? Just put in whatever you have, slot it in there, be done with it, and then for sub gear, just equip whatever you have available, right? That's gonna be our Vincent. For our support here, we are probably, let me pull up my sheet here. We are gonna need Lucia here, because Lucia has a couple of things that we need for this fight. This includes the Shinra Ceremonial Rifle, which is going to give us that fire potency that we do not have, and the Marine Shooter, which is going to give us that fire resist down that we don't have. So those are the two things that we need. So we're going to bring in Lucia here, which I already have these two things available. So we'll go ahead and grab the Shinra Ceremonial Rifle here. We're going to give her the Exchange Ultimate Weapon. We're going to give her, since she's going to be doing a lot of fire damage here, I'm going to give her our Fire Dual Summon. This is Ifrit and Bahamut, which is another way to increase our fire damage up, which is nice. So we're going to equip her with that. Again, when it comes to her actual gear, she doesn't have anything that's dedicated specifically for fire. So if you're just looking for gear that can help, find anything that's got buff debuff extension, which is the best option here. I only have something that gives her a little bit more ability damage, so we're going to give her the ability damage. I'm going to give her all of our secondary fire blow materials just to help increase her fire damage by a bit. She also does a Sigil Boost 2 with this as well. So if you need Triangle Sigil Boost 2, you'll put the Shinra Ceremonial Rifle in the main hand here instead of the offhand. For sub equipment here, we're just going to give all of our sub equipment for all of our opposite characters are just meant to increase our main character's damage. So we want physical attack all allies for this build, we want attack all allies for this build, and we want any kind of buff that we can give to the entire team. So fire interruption to anything like that, right? So we're going to do physical attack all allies. We're going to do attack all allies. I'm just going to take my top stuff available, and then we're going to take the, which one would it be for this one? Ultimate fire interruption is an option. Ultimate physical interruption is an option. Quintessential interruption is an option. ATB and fire is an option. I haven't done a lot of the guild weapons yet, so I probably don't have any of these available for fire yet. We'll end up doing this for the guild battle next week. for folks that are interested. The Fire and Physical Sur Arcanum, so we can actually take this with off a Cloud as an example. We can take the Sky Splitter and give it the Diamond customization, which is a good option. Go ahead and take all this. Okay, so here we go. So now we've got some options here. Vincent's currently got the Fire and Physical Sur Arcanum. I'll change this to the Spade customization for obvious reasons. And then let's include locked and unlocked. We'll just do this. Locked. Where's old Sky Splitter at? Oh, it's already unlocked. Unlocked. Sky Splitter. Okay, here we go. Go here. We'll change this over to the Diamond customization because this will give that Physical Sur Arcanum. It's just going to increase our total DPS across the board. And then switch. And then we'll go ahead and equip that as a sub-weapon. And there you go. So that now will increase our entire team's DPS with that Physical Arcanum. You got the ultimate physical interruption there. You got physical. This will go away because I'm going to change that to the Spade customization. But then you get this with Lucia as well, which is additional 15% physical ability damage, 7% fire ability damage. And then again, just slot in whatever you have available for the last 2 sub-gear slots and you're good to go. Last slot here, we're only missing a couple of things. We're missing physical defense down because we no longer have that on Lucia. So we do need physical defense down, whether that's done with a materia or with a actual weapon. Is going to come down to if you have an ultimate weapon available that will allow you to words are hard, that will allow you to increase that stat debuff tier. The good news is with Vincent is that he does have one, because the Spade customization on the Chrome Death Penalty includes a stat debuff tier, which allows him to then debuff that physical defense down with the Breach materia by himself, which is awesome. So nice option there. Nice way to increase that physical defense down. So really at this point, the only thing we really need is physical attack up. And so as the option for that, I'm just going to bring in Barret. Barret's going to come in with Max Ray, which is a weapon that we get for free because of the customization. We're going to be doing the Spade customization on this one to give it a physical attack buff. We're going to go to attach, go to customization, go to brands, go to the Spade. And that gives him a physical attack increase and a veil, which is obviously very helpful. For the second weapon for Barret, it's really going to come down to what you have available. When it comes to like what option you're going to choose for the offhand weapon here, if you need more consistent fire resist down because you need Lucia to be focused on fire potency up, you can bring in Shark Slayer. If you need that physical defense down and you don't want to have to bring a materia, you can come in with W Machine Gun, which has a high physical defense debuff, which is obviously very helpful as well. If you have need more physical defense and you need a little bit more offense, or you need some of the single target focus off of your team, you can use an OB0 Fafnir rifle, which has the ability to give provoke, which can get some of that that pressure off of your team. If you need more resistances, you can use stuff like Sunrise Cannon. It's going to be pretty flexible here. Let's just assume in general that we're just going to bring Fafnir rifle, because Fafnir rifle is Barret's best weapon, or at least one of his best weapons at this point in the game. We're going to give it the Spade customization, which is going to give us physical weapon bonus, which is very helpful here as well. So there's that physical weapon bonus. So that way, not only are we going to get some defensive buffs, but we're also going to get physical weapon bonus, which is going to increase Vincent's damage even higher. We're going to give him his exchange ultimate weapon. I'm going to give him his rebirth costume just because that's what I have available. I will make sure that he has at least one Fire Blow that he's able to utilize. So I'm going to give him a Fire Blow here. What was the C ability for Barret's thing? I forget. Water resist up in Veil. Veil all allies. Oh, man. Man, that outfit was good on release, and it's still good. And then for the last slot here, we don't have a cure, so there are going to be stages where you may need a cure, and then maybe Barret has to be the cure here. But I'm going to assume that on most stages, you probably won't need it. And then for the stages that you do, just drop Barret for somebody that has a heal. But whether it's Aerith, Red 13, Matt, whatever it may be. And Matt's probably the best option here, because as of this moment, we do not have Exploit Weakness, which is like the only downside for this team right now. It has a bunch of other bonuses at this point, so you don't really need it, likely. But Exploit Weakness is the one thing that we're missing on this team at this point. It's just got everything else instead. So there are options. Just make sure you use whatever one you have most available. Centipede on Matt is very, very good. And not only does it also give that physical weapon bonus that Barret has, right? But it also does Exploit Weakness, a heal, and a physical defense increase. So it's basically just as good as Fafnir Rifle, but it's a healing version of it. So if you don't have Fafnir Rifle available, Centipede is a great option. You just swap in Matt instead. Pretty easy. But we're gonna go with this for now. And then, like I said, I'm gonna use all exchange ultimate weapons. We're just gonna go in and try it and give it a shot. For the limit break for Barret here, I put on satellite beam just because it gives us some defensive options here and another option for a provoke. If you don't need that, you can always go with Army of One, which gives an attack and physical attack increase up to +4, which is obviously very helpful. You probably won't need it with this team, if I'm being honest. It should be pretty good, but we're gonna go into it. I'm gonna show you all how this works. In terms of the Memoria, the one that you're gonna wanna exchange for, there are a couple of physical fire options in the game. So you can kind of pick whichever one you think is the best. I will tell you right now that I believe Masamune will find the most use. There's a lot of humanoid enemies in this game. The terrestrial one is also very good, which one is the terrestrial one? Is it this one? Yeah, terrestrial. So the Abzu one is also very good. Same reason, right? There's just a lot of terrestrials in the game. There's a lot of humanoids in the game. Just pick whichever one you want, and honestly, you're able to get both anyways. Eligor was also terrestrial. So yeah, you can see we've got a lot of physical fire options. So just grab all of them, so grab whichever one, and that way you'll be able to use whichever one you need that works best. You can just slot it right in, and it's not terribly difficult to get that done. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over to the exchange. Can I even use weapon vouchers on Vincent's gun yet? I haven't added it yet. Ugh. Well, that makes this difficult. Thanks for popping by. I appreciate it. Well, heck. That's gonna make this difficult. Not that difficult, though. I'll just do a YOLO poll. Surely I get it in one YOLO poll. Right? What else do I need? Oh, I need this for a video. I need this for a video. This Metal Knuckles, riding gloves, I need that for a video too. And then Killer Falcon. Okay. And then we'll do...
You're back.
Carius, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. EOS, yep. Appreciate the continued support as always. Hope you're doing well. Stamp card. Change them all to Barret. Great. All right, surely we get it in one YOLO poll, right? Woohoo! Red Chocobo, baby. Damn it. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh my gosh. Not that I'm complaining. I'm not complaining. I just, that's crazy. That's right. Always believe. Unless it's Persona. The Persona pulls, that was not my day. But nice to see a rubber band somewhere. Of course. No extra 5 stars. We do get 3, and we get all 3 of Barret's weapon. Yeah, I mean, I may as well. And I didn't get the thing that I wanted anyway, so. Yep, Here comes all 1 stamps. This is stupid, by the way. Don't just do this one-off bullshit for 1 copy of a weapon. I have a ton of resources available at this point, and I can do this for the sake of a video. Like, well, for the things that you want to have fun, like on the banners that you want to have fun. If you get this stuff on the way there, it's nice, but yeah. Otherwise, this is what happens. It is very good, yeah. And it is good, like actually in practice, it's good too. So I'm not even mad, it's fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm totally fine with this, by the way. Because that's what, at most, that's 1, 2, 3, 6 multis total. I'm completely fine with that for an outfit. Completely fine for that for an outfit. G-Money the Whale? Yeah, not even close. When I saw that I was in, like, I think I'm in the top 20 still in the current battle ranking event, and I didn't even, like, put the full effort in. I just wanted to clear the stage 6 fight so I could start testing, limit testing today. And so I just got through it just to get through it. And I'm in the top 20 with 900,000. And the number 1 player in my group has like 8 million points. We're talking like 10 times higher than me. It is not close. Even when I end up getting a good attempt in, I will not come close to 9 million points. You know, you could just give me the 12. Not that I'm complaining. I got the 6. I'm happy, but... Right. Yeah. Which, like, it doesn't surprise me. A lot of folks are probably still bumming, and a lot of people may have just quit outright, too. So it may not be very difficult to get into the top X this time around, which is totally fine. Not going to stop, again, like I said before, not going to stop me from having fun with it, right? Good Lord, Cloud, you're killing me. This is as bad as our pulls were the other day. My goodness gracious. All right, hang on 1 second. Just in case we get extra stamps here, I want to make sure that the stamp card on the second half is set, because I want copies of Barrett's weapon all the way through. No shade to Red 13's weapon, which is also very, 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 very good, but I would rather have Barrett's weapon at OB10, which he needs 11 copies of. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he said OB5 after this one. OB6, OB7, OB8, OB9, OB10, so I don't need that one. Just gonna go back to Super Sleuth. Great. Not that I think I have no visions of grandeur here, but... Okay, we're done. Sick. Let me get the outfit. And surely now we'll get Vincent's death penalty. That was the whole reason we pulled on this banner, was to get Vincent's death penalty. For the Raditz outfit? Yeah, that's totally fair. We should see more tickets with every event that releases. I imagine I won't guarantee it, obviously, because I don't know for certain, but I would be surprised if it's not part of the guild battle as well, to just give people pulls for participating. I imagine every single event that drops over the next 3 months will have some type of crystals in it, or some type of, you know, crystals or tickets or something. Yay! Wait, this doesn't guarantee anything, because there was an extra 5-star before the outfit. I'm locked back in. Okay, we did get extras. Dang it. I am happy, but I'm bummed. That's not what I was looking for. We got 2 Atifa's Rider Gloves, which is good. I need these for later on, but that's not what I was looking for. Yeah, like I said, I still believe this too. Wait a minute. One of those wasn't Rider Gloves. Was that Tiger Claws? Man, come on. No, it was Motor Drive. Okay. All right, I'll do one more YOLO pull here, and then we'll call it. If I don't get it here, then I'm over it. We'll wait until it gets put into the actual pool, and I'll add that to the video later. Not that I'm aware of. No. I can also put it in the weapon part quest as well for Sunday, and that'll help me get there too. All right, let's skip the belt. Nothing. All right. I tried. I give up. I'll just do that later, but we can still show off like the actual, like the bit of it for now at least. Because again, it doesn't really matter. Let's just go into the Elena fight. Yeah, I'm 18th with 859. Thanks for the 10 jewels. Let's go to quest 2, and we'll use this team. I'm only gonna pull up all of the physical attack stuff, right? So I'm gonna increase our HP, increase all of our physical attack. So I maybe actually click it this time. Do we need weapon ability potency? Fire weapon ability potency, right? If I had Vincent's weapon on, I would, but I don't, so I don't need that for this one. So we'll just do, yeah, I don't have weapon boost either. This is not going to be good. Just summon ability potency and just ATB rate, I guess. And then overspeed. Yeah, if I had the boost available, then I can put all the boost points here, but I don't. So it ain't gonna work like that. See ability, there we go. And then just, sure. Why not? Okay, there. Okay, so again, obviously this is going to be a little bit weaker because Vincent's weapon is not even OB0. I guess I could just use his weapon parts. That's a fucking waste. I'm not doing that. I know. Oh, the game's ending. What do you mean it's a waste? No, it's a waste, dude. There are limited weapons that Vincent has. I'm not using his weapon parts on like a featured weapon. We're not doing that. More battle effects. What more battle? Oh yeah, sure. Just here. Just give me 10 more HP then. There. Happy? There. Okay. So again, mostly featured weapons here. We have Fafnir Rifle, which is a crossover weapon, which you can replace that with Shark Slayer with any other weapon with his new weapon that just came out. That's a nice weapon to have in his offhand. There are a lot of options you can just give Barret here. We'll turn on the speed here. So we're gonna get all of our buffs on first. So physical attack up. We're gonna get fire resist down and physical attack down. Switch back to offensive mode. Use Napalm Assault. Use Dragon's Roar. Start shooting. Obviously, Elena is very tanky, so this is a very difficult fight to show this off against. But just go ahead and put it on semi here. Oh, she put herself in defensive mode. Fine. Enemy debuff. Yeah, it's only for defenses though. I guess does it do that for fire resist down as well? Yeah, this is not super useful. Let's go to an actual fight that's more reasonable. This isn't even permanent content. You know what? Let's go to the Trial of the Fury thing in Shiva for the physical Shiva. Howler, thanks for the 10 jewels. I appreciate it. And the happy poop. Hello? Did it freeze? Good deal. Yeah, that's gonna be the easiest thing. I'll just use the Trial of the Furies for all of these builds. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, let's go to the Trial of Furies. This will be more useful anyways, because people will be trying to clear this anyways. All right, let's go to Shiva and let's go to physical 3, I guess. Probably that's gonna be too hard. Let's start at 2. Without any magic defense buffs, that might be a little tough. And no magic attack down as well. You'd have to alter this a bit for this fight, but oh, and you need yeah. The question is, do we survive Diamond Dust without any buffs or debuffs? Come on, team, you got me, right? Well, yeah, this is useless. Until I actually get all this stuff, it's not gonna be helpful. Forget it. I'll just do this later. Once I actually have the items available, it'll be easier. But yeah, that like I said, it's still gonna be one of the better fire options, and it's a really good fire team in general. But obviously, you need the actual weapons and stuff in order for it to work. So once we actually get this upgraded and everything, we'll be fine. And in that case, we would run in with a either electro cannon or magic defense up, right? So Escutcheon cannon for magic defense up is fine. The other options, right? Other options. But yeah. We'll deal with that later. I'm just gonna switch over to the battle ranking. I'll do all that, or the damage ranking rather. We'll fart around with that another time. I thought I was gonna be able to exchange for the what's it called? The Chrome Death Penalty, but they haven't added it yet. Hopefully they add that this coming. I hope they add it before the guild battle, considering it's been almost it's been almost a month and a half since that weapon dropped, didn't it? Alrighty, so when it comes to this score with the battle ranking challenge, we're gonna reset all of our stuff here. This is obviously meant for a Earth team, right? They want you to come in with Earth. They want you to come in with Earth potency because you've got the options with like things like Angeal and his Ghost Ensis, Tifa's Elegant Gloves for the recently released banner that she had, the dress banner where she got Elegant Gloves that have boost on it as well, and then her recently released Metal Knuckles, which give an additional amp to your magic damage. And amp and bonus, or amp and boost damage, are both heavily improved in this fight. But we can use that to our advantage for basically any other team besides Ice. Elena is resistant to Ice, so you won't be able to bring in an Ice Imperil here. But if you can use Magic Fire here, you can use... Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But there's other ways you can do this. You can do this with water. You can do this with fire. If you've got the, I think those are the only Imperil options available here. I don't think we have one for wind or lightning that I'm aware of. No, not for wind or lightning. So yeah, so we can't use ice, but we can use fire. We can use magic fire really easily here without actually wasting up 10 points in the earth weakness. What we won't be able to use is the earth potency bonus that you get here for not using an earth team, right? So if you're not using an earth team, which I imagine most folks probably aren't, and if you are using an earth team, you're probably using like original Sephiroth, because you may not have pulled Tifa's Elegant Gloves to a high overboost level. That banner came up pretty quickly after 2.5 anniversary, making it kind of difficult for anybody to really heavily invest in that banner. So you want to play to your strengths, right? So we're going to be playing to Magic's focused, right? Because we're able to get rid of that magic defense debuff resistance, right? We'll be able to use all of this magic attack. We'll be able to use this physical attack and magic attack. We'll be able to use the Weapon C ability potency. We'll be able to use, hopefully, Weapon Boost potency here, which is the goal today. And then if we can, we're going to try to get Amp in there as well, but Amp is a little bit more rare in the game and a little less common in the game. So the other things we'll use is attack up, down tiers to others, and we'll also be using defense up tier down to others to make sure that our magic defense debuffs and our attack buffs are all suitably usable. Now, when we're going in and trying to build a team here, we're all going to have some defensive stuff because you're just going to take too much damage. And with a lot of the effects in this game having HP thresholds, we need to make sure that, number one, that we survive, but number two, that we're not taking so much damage that it's going to stop us from being able to activate our primary effects. So we're going to do the minus 80% for the physical attack and magic attack here. We're also going to give ourselves probably 120% HP just to start it off here. And again, I'm not going to use the earth potency to start here. We're just going to try to with the fire team instead. So this means that I'm going to now start looking at ways to improve my damage otherwise, and we'll just leave it here for now until we build the team out. So a couple of options for magic fire. Obviously, we had the Patissier stuff release in February. So if you have Glenn and Lucia's Killer Falcon and Patissier Glaive, those are great magic fire weapons that both give, in Glenn's case, gives magic attack and fire resist down, and in Lucia's case gives fire weapon boost, which are two of the things, like three of the things that you need for this fight to go well. And then you just need at that point a primary DPS in the middle that's going to be doing a massive amount of fire damage, whether that's Tifa, Sephiroth, Sephiroth original rather, or even Zac, because Zac has the Stream Guard available that also has a magic attack buff and a magic defense debuff that you can consistently reapply. So there are a couple options here. The free-to-play friendly one would be the Tifa one, so we'll build Tifa today, just for the sake of conversation. We're going to give her Shell Knuckles. I'll go ahead and sort this by magic attack, because we are focused on magic attack here. Let's go ahead and give her Shell Knuckles, which are here. Her offhand weapon is going to be those Metal Knuckles that have just released. So this is going to be on a banner that's already out. If you haven't pulled on this one yet and you don't have it available, don't worry about it. Not the end of the world. But the Spade customization with this does give you amp magic abilities, which allows Tifa's magic damage to go a little bit higher. So we're going to equip that as a sub-weapon. Going to give her ultimate weapon here. You can use whatever you have available. I'm using the one that I have available. Going to give her Hellfire for that fire damage up. For the outfit, couple of options here. You can use Torpor to stun during the interrupt phase to help increase your DPS while you're doing it in the interrupt phase. You could also bring in any of the Omni Arcanums as an option. If you have her her actual Fire Arcanum from the summer event, you can use that as well. Lots of great options here in terms of like maximizing your DPS. If you have the pay-to-play version of Tifa's outfit, obviously that is the best option, just because it gives your entire team fire potency, which is very helpful. For me, I'm just going to bring in the Torpor outfit. I think it's just the best option for me. Whether or not it is or not, we'll have to limit test and figure it out, but that's what this is for, right? And then we're going to go back into here. We're just going to give her our strongest fire potency stuff here again. And again, I'm not going to be focused too heavily on, like, you know, if it's physical or if it's magic. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just going to try to slot in my best in slots here just to give her the maximum amount of fire potency we can give. Then same conversation, but we're going to do magic attack focused. I want to look for anything that's going to give me fire potency. Tifa Shell Knuckles have a very low magic attack stat, so I can use like Patissier Glaive as an example. If I had this at OB6, I'd be able to use this for the rest of the magic attack that she would need, which would be nice. But as of right now, it's at a lower overboost level, so I can't actually max out that magic attack. So instead, I'm just going to grab something like a Innocent Warrior here to give me some magic attack and the rest of the fire potency that I'm looking for. And then I'll grab something like, not Galleon Roar, but maybe just Electro Cannon here for magic ability potency, because that'll max out the rest of my magic attack while also giving me up to the level 5 break for magic ability potency. And then at that point, it's only 10% buffs past this. So once I get to 60%, it's only 10% and then 80%, so it's a 20% boost. But if I put on her Bahamut Fangs, it'll give her magic attack all allies, which is going to be an increase of that magic ability potency to that maxed out tier anyways, and then give me an extra 14% magic attack instead of the short gun, which would only give me a 7% boost to physical and magic attack. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the Bahamut Fangs because it focuses in on the magic side. Still gets me up to that level 7 break that I'm trying to get to while giving me a little bit more extra damage in the back end of it. For sub gear here again, pretty simple stuff. You can do attack on allies just to help increase that damage even further. For the Omni Arcanum, which is obviously a great option. If you're having trouble surviving, Reprieve is a good option. So if you have a Reprieve outfit, it's a good place to put it. If you're not planning on bringing Aerith, right? Because Aerith has Abraxas, right? That's an option as well. I'm just gonna give her her fire outfit for the highest DPS I can give. It's 35%. We're gonna get 17% instead, because the other ones are all defensively focused, so they're not gonna give me anything more than the other one would, right? They're all just defensively focused. So we'll just take the extra. We'll take the extra 2% damage, and that'll be my Tifa. And then for the next character, we're going to bring in Aerith, which should not be a surprise. We're going to be using her Gorgeous Staff. This is going to give me the fire bonus and fire boost damage, because I'll spade custom this. And then I think for the main hand weapon, it's probably just going to be Festive Rod to help increase Tifa's damage a little bit further. And then Gorgeous Staff. We could also justifiably bring Zac here for Exploit Weakness and Enliven, right? And we might have to. But I'm going to start with the things that like just boost my damage overall, and then we'll kind of like adjust things as we go. This is what I normally do offline with these events. I try to like limit test everything, kind of see where we're at, and then go from there. We're going to give her her fire outfit. She's probably going to need a Fire Breach, because at this point I don't think I'm going to have a fire resist down because I'm not bringing in Glenn, which may end up being a problem. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We have all our stuff we need there, so now we just need to help improve Tifa's damage. So now we're going to bring in Magic Attack all allies, and then Fire Interruption all allies maybe. I don't think this is going to be actually very useful here, because the interrupt phase isn't actually that long. So that part doesn't actually, I don't actually care too much about that. I could do the Sur Arcanum. I'm probably overthinking it. Let's do Magic Attack. Probably give that to either Zac or Angeal, depending on who I bring here, but that's probably where that's going. Let's give Aerith some buff debuff extension. And then we'll give her some boost heal, and then just an attack all allies weapon. Right. Oh, she already has an attack all allies weapon, right? So yeah, we'll just give her more buff debuff extend then. That maxes out. Yeah, perfect. That's fine. Last two slots here are just going to be the 2.5 anniversary outfit, and then I guess this one, the buff debuff extend and healing potency, sure. Okay, and then last character I'm going to bring is going to be Angeal. We're going to be using the club customization on his inflatable Buster Sword. If I click on it correctly. And then what this is going to do is this is going to give us not only a magic defense debuff, but a physical attack debuff and the entire team's exploit weakness, which is obviously going to be very helpful. At this point, we only have our one fire breach materia to actually decrease the fire resistance down, and we do not have Enliven in this team. So we are going to run into some like problems already. We don't have fire potency up. So you're seeing like some of the problems that we're having already, right? With the magic team. And so like now that we've got that in mind, I would almost want to bring Lucia instead of Aerith, right? And I wonder if I'd be able to do that without needing a heal. I think we can. The way that Elena single targets is the highest magic attack stat. I found that out while I was playing on my way up. So we could always manipulate Lucia's magic attack to make sure she has more magic attack than Tifa. And that way if Lucia goes down, it's not the end of the world. Because there's no other way to increase fire potency outside of summons, which I could just use summons, honestly. Maybe I'll finish building this out and we'll just use summons for now. Let's see how that works. It shouldn't be that bad, but we'll see. I could use this as a secondary magic attack buff. Do I actually have a magic attack buff right now? Never mind. For the magic attack buff. There you go. So we'll be using that. Give him this. Give him just... I guess I could try to manipulate his magic attack. I think that's a lost cause. Yeah, there's no way I'm making it up to 12,000. Let's just do physical defense. So if memory serves, this is a provoke, right? Yeah, great. That doesn't matter what the magic attack is. I do not right now. I shouldn't need it though. Based off of the testing that I did earlier, the physical attack down that I get from Angeal's weapon should be enough. Should be. Whether or not it is, I guess, you know, we'll find out together, but it should be enough. Because yeah, with the current boost that I have on, I should not run into any issues for dying. And I have Abraxas as well, so I'm not very concerned about dying anyways. And then just slot. All right, so no fire potency up here. We're gonna try to rely on the actual summons. I still have more points to play with, right? Yeah. So I do have amp, so we'll go ahead and give all the amp points, and then I do want to get like probably overspeed charge time, summon gauge boost, because we're going to need that for the actual summon gauge to actually go off, and then some summon damage to help increase the damage. We'll start here. Yeah, you probably don't need it. And this is another weakness of the Magic Fire team, is they don't have a Memoria. It's just the 2.5 anniversary Memoria is the only one that's magic focused. Which tis a bummer. Tis a bummer. Could just use like, I guess I could just use, which one is it? Is it the Winged? No, it's this one. Humanoids, yeah. The extra humanoid damage, 20%. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. All right, let's start with this. Again, there's gonna be a heavy reliance here on the summons actually doing things. I'm gonna use Torpor to lock her into her into that defense down state. So that gave us a huge physical attack debuff. Yeah, nowhere near close to being in danger here. Okay, let's go back to manual here. Start popping off some things. We'll do Fire Breach. She went to defense style. I wonder what causes her to go into the offensive style. Because when I was doing testing offline, she went into offensive style like every time. I wonder why she went into defense style this time. Yeah, because being in defensive style, you're not going to do any damage, right? So this is a useless attempt. I need to actually figure out how she goes into offensive style. Because with the Earth team, I got her in the offensive style every time. Unless she doesn't go into the offensive style, and if you're not using Earth, that'd be weird. Tyler, thanks for the 20 jewels. I appreciate it. Obviously, our attempt would be much better than this. I wasn't actually doing damage in the in-between phases while I was watching the fight. Try it again. The old way, yeah. Well, and the Turks have always been their own kind of beast. So this at least is not new for the Turks. They've always kind of had their own mechanic. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the amount of buffs I had on our team. And maybe that's the reason why. Just focus on, like, I won't put magic attack on yet. Defense style again. Why did the Earth team go to offensive style then? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's the amount of debuffs I have on her. No, it's totally fine. This is only the third time they've ever done one of these battle ranking challenges anyway, so like it's not a perfect system by any stretch, right? I don't think they would even claim that it is. Yeah, maybe. If it gets that far at that point, then it's not possible to do it with the other builds, and you know, then it's a different conversation, right? But I'd rather try it like this first and try to figure out exactly why it is, because I can give her a whole bunch of debuffs and maybe that'll change things. Defensive style again, interesting. Yeah, if it's just the Earth toggle that no, she's weak to fire. I like to find alternative builds for other players because not everybody's gonna have Blue Bramble at OB10 or Elegant Gloves for Tifa, right? So I prefer to find things that other people will be actually able to use versus like trying to show you that I can also build I can build the Earth Tifa build and just run it. Like that doesn't help anybody though, right? That doesn't help anybody at all. I'll just drop it doesn't really matter. I'm just doing this for the test anyway. We'll just drop this down 10%. It doesn't matter. Yeah, because if that's the case, then there's no reason to run the other elements, which would be a shame. Yeah, the Turks have always been very annoying fights. So this is, again, this is not new for the Turks. No, defense style again. I doubt it can't be like a set, like reset and reset and reset until it actually goes off. That can't be right. It's got to be how much HP we have remaining. So maybe we're taking too little damage. Oh, I hit close. Let's see if we end up taking more damage if that solves it. Because obviously Angeal is tanky as hell. Like, he's not going to take anything from this attack. There's nothing I can do about that, but... let's try that. I healed too much. Okay. I think the reprieve got me off guard there. I can't really take it in offensive mode, because if I take it in offensive mode, then they would get hit down to the reprieve anyway. I guess they would take more permanent damage though. Maybe that's okay. Just eat it. They didn't die anyway. Defensive style. Doesn't make sense. I got one more idea, and then I'll toy around with some different ones. Defensive style. Maybe I was too slow. I'm wondering if I'm in defensive mode when she goes into the central phase, maybe she'll go into offensive. Maybe. That didn't work either. Yes, I do know that. It's not over yet. I can still play the game. I do not need your approval. I don't understand why this is happening this way. Don't give Square a dime. Your name is Noctis Strife. Are you no longer playing Final Fantasy games? Or are you just done? Like, what's your goal here? Like, are you no longer giving Square a dime? You're not buying Final Fantasy Resonance or the 7 remake, or you're not gonna buy any of them? Because like, if so, then that's cool. Talking about this game, you can't buy anything, dog. They got that the day they announced DOS, they got rid of everything. You can't buy anything. You can't put money in this game if you wanted to. The day of, literally last Tuesday, and I've been free to play. The most I've spent is on the season passes. Well, then, you know, just say what you mean then, right? Like, don't give Square a dime. You're giving a Square a dime too. Like, even if I did spend in this game, who cares, man? I had fun. That's all that matters. I don't give a shit. Let's see. So let me build the Earth team back up really quick and see if that changes things anyways. Oh, I agree. I agree. That's why Final Fantasy Resonance needs to succeed, right? They need to see that that's how we want to play the games. Because they don't believe that this type of game would work well as an individual release, right? That's why they don't release these things as they do, right? Like, yeah, people can talk until they're blue in the face about how, oh, it's always been meant to try to, you know, swindle us out of money and do this and X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah. They would not have had Nomura and Katase involved in this project if they didn't actually care about what this game did for the Final Fantasy VII universe. So, like, I don't know. People can miss me with that kind of shit. I played Mobius still a little bit, yeah. Most of the Final Fantasy mobile games that I played were Record Keeper. I did play Union Cross, obviously. That's Kingdom Hearts, not Final Fantasy. But I played a lot of Union Cross, though, and a lot of Record Keeper. And that took up a lot of my time. And then when Union Cross ended in 2021, I think it was, I was kind of buzzed off of mobile games because I was busy with work and you know, a bunch of other shit that is not relevant to conversation. But I got back into it with the Octopath Traveler mobile game, and then I got into the beta for Ever Crisis. The first Valentine's Day, yeah. I was gonna say the only money that I put into this game was for the season passes, but the season passes were the only good instances of monetization in this game. I have been one of the people on the Ever Crisis community criticizing the monetization, both to them privately and online, because it was way too expensive to buy shit in this game. Way too expensive. Wrong summon. Wait, it was always too expensive to buy stuff in this game. But the season pass was fine. It was $14. You got way more than $14 worth of pulls. And you got a cool little wallpaper on top of it. It was worth it. And then this is an X, right? Perfect. I wonder. I'm just curious. I just wonder if this is going to be like a. She sees an earth damage, so she goes into offense. That can't be it, though. It's way too easy. I'll probably just use Electro Cannon at that point. Change this over to Holiday Revolver? Yeah, Holiday Revolver. Yeah, that's fine. And then Subgear, same shit, right? I could put Reprieve on, but we probably don't need it. Probably don't need it. But yeah, I tried all of them, though. I tried the Dissidia Opera, what was it? Opera something? Opera Omnium? I think. I tried the new Dissidia game too. I tried War of the Visions, which that was Brave Exvius? No, that Brave Exvius is the one that's turning into Residents, right? There's so fucking many of them, I don't remember anymore. I remember. I probably tried them though. If they were available, I probably tried it. And then I used Sephi with Blue Bramble. Yep. Yeah, they are. They are. Enough to keep me entertained. I'm still having fun. All that matters. All that matters. Do Army of One, I guess. Omni Arcanum. Actually, I should give him the half anniversary one because it has attack allies, right? Yeah. Magic, and then triangle boost. Okay, and then stuff to boost up Tifa. Magic attack all allies. Magic attack all allies will be Vincent's gun for Earth potency. This one. And then where are we at with magic attack right now? 6. Yeah. We can just do either Earth potency or magic ability potency. We already use Razor Ring. We could use Kugel Blitz, which is more than we need, but it gets me up to the 2 breakpoints that I care about. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, I'd have. I will likely co-stream the 3rd anniversary for sure, and then the last update night for sure. Well, I'll end up co-streaming both of those. I started doing a dual format stream on Twitch, so I stream in both horizontal and vertical formats for the folks that watch on the phone. So that way they have a nicer way to watch on their phones, because I do have a portion of my audience on Twitch watches on their cell phones. And so as a result, it's hard for me to dual stream and still have that on. So I'd have to turn that off for that specific part of the stream and then dual stream to YouTube. And so like it'll be like special occasion stuff with the end of service. But yes, I do plan on it though. Okay, and then as long as Sephiroth has more magic attack, he does. Great. That's all we needed. All right, then Angeal will run Bahamut, I guess. I guess I could run Ifrit, huh? It's weak to fire. I guess I would give that to Sephiroth then, right? We'll give him Bahamut. Or we'll give him Army of One. And then give Sephiroth the Ifrit. Because she's weak to fire. She'll still take fire damage. I won't have fire resist down, obviously, but I guess I could potentially try to make Angeal the target for this too. Maybe that's better. And you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Where are you, Ghost Ensis? I've been talking about getting this damn outfit for months now. Okay. And then we'll just give him all magic attack stuff, right? This triangle sigil. Sure. And then maybe I can just hook him up with like the high magic attack stuff and switch it off of Sephiroth. We do want buff debuff on for sure. And this one, and then maybe just this one. Not quite high enough. So if I can get him to target Angeal, that is like super ideal. Because Angeal will soak up every single bit of damage that Elena can do in this fight. Do I have all these branded? I probably don't. C ability, I don't want to get rid of that if I don't have to. That one's good. That one's okay as well. Have I C ability these? We do this one for magic attack. Brand magic attack. Let's just do 2. Start with 2, see what we get. That's fine. 14, 30, 35. So I'm still 700 short. Let's equip stuff here. None of this is going to increase it though, right? Nope. We've got the highest magic attack stuff that I've got available. The only thing I can do is I can switch this with Sephiroth, and that probably make a difference. Does it bring Sephiroth down far enough though? It does not. It does not. So I just have to give him a selfish one then. That's the only way this is gonna work. So it would be what? Vincent shotgun, right? Basically anything that has boost attack. That's how he's gonna get up high enough. Have the gloves, silver staff. Probably have enough. 1490 917. Oh, there it is. There it is. Done. 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 Easy. Easy. Okay. And then same Memoria, right? Physical defense up. Terrestrial bonus damage, or humanoid bonus damage rather. Because the Earth one is not magic, right? Yeah, this one's the Memoria. I mean, this one would work too if it was magic, but it's not. Also physical. Yeah. Okay. Easy enough. Rufus, humanoid damage, done. Okay. Battle effects. So Earth weakness. We need to get Earth potency maxed out. Honestly, we could probably drop that to 80 and still be fine. We don't need summon gauge boost anymore. Summon ability potency can come off. ATB gauge fill rate is probably still good. We probably want that somewhere. Overspeed charge time, amp potency. I do have amp in this team, and I have weapon boost potency as well, so we do want all that. Overspeed charge time is less important, but we probably want it somewhere. We should be fine on those. But I think we probably just drop Earth potency down to 80. That's probably fine. Oh, you're right. This is 20% Earth ability damage versus and machines, yeah. And it's basically the same thing. You're either getting 20% with the Earth potency or you're getting 20% with the humanoid stuff. So they're basically the same. But yeah, good shot. I did forget about the oh, you know what? They're not the same. Well, I guess it is. Earth potency is Earth potency, but because this increases the summon damage by 40%. So it's not exactly the same, but it is still close. But yeah, the humanoid damage would be better just because of the summon, and that's really only it at the end of the day. So it's not that big of a deal. I don't think Titan's gonna do that much here, but yeah, we should be good. Okay. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. Okay. All right, so same deal here. Just gonna try to figure out how she's getting into certain modes. I don't know if it's like a certain amount of HP she needs to lose or what it is, but. Okay. And now the single target attack should go into Angeal. Oh, we're gonna die to that though. All right, we need to reduce that a little bit more. We're taking a little bit too much damage. Whoops. All right, so this needs to go up to 80, and then we need our HP a little bit higher. Let's just jack this up to 120. And then we can just drop 2 of these down 10%. That's not gonna be the end of the world. Actually, I can just drop overspeed charge time rate, and one of these down 10% would be fine. We'll do just magic attacks, fine. That should work. All right, try it again. I got greedy there. I shouldn't have done that. Should still be fine. Yeah, way better. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, attack style. Interesting. I have no idea why it goes into attack style on this one and not the other one. Interrupt this. Great damage, Sephiroth. Army of one did more. Let's go. I didn't use overspeeds here. Yeah, I don't know why it did that though. I don't see the difference between what we were doing with the fire team and what we're doing with the earth team. It's odd. Unless there's something just coded into the system that when you have an earth weapon, they just like, she just goes into offensive style instead. Which it could be, but man, that'd be odd. Because it was basically what? We had single target earth damage received up, which we have matched with fire. We had fire resist and earth resist down, which we had matched. We had the imperil effect on, which we had matched. Well, I guess we didn't have the imperil effect on, but we even tried with the imperil effect on, and that didn't make a difference, right? So that doesn't matter. So why is she going into offensive style in the earth team, but not the fire team? Just don't make no ding dang sense. Oh, I think I know what it is. I bet you it's your earth potency. I bet you it's her earth, because she does an earth potency debuff. I didn't see that before. I bet you it's earth potency that's causing the problem. Let me just, for argument's sake here. What's the easiest way to do this? Can I delete this? Yeah. None of that matters. Fire potency. Sorry, y'all, humor me for a second here. I hate that it starts with the materia is equipped instead of just going up at the top where it's supposed to be. Actually, Pretty close. Okay. You know, Auto Battle always puts on Princess Guard, even though Abraxas comes in with more power. I have no idea how. I wish I had a Keys to the Kingdom to be able to see what how the auto formation worked in this game. It absolutely, until the end of time, never made sense. It's strange, yeah. It just doesn't make sense. I wish it did. Like, I wish it was better, but yeah, it never seemed to make sense. Same idea here, right? God, it's so close. Did it actually? Oh, this Fire Breach has physical attack on it. I had no idea. That's crazy. Huh. More you know. There. Okay, let's try this. Not gonna change anything else. I just want to see if me having Earth Potency changes the stance. No, defense style. Wow. What is causing that? That's so puzzling. Usually I'm able to pick this apart by now, but I'm puzzled by this. I have no idea what's causing her to go into defense style. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. We're gonna die. Whoops. That's not again. Wow. That does not make any sense to me. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. That's so strange. I guess I'll keep playing with this offline just to see if I can figure it out. And maybe somebody else has figured it out and I just haven't had a chance to, maybe I just need to, maybe I'm not thinking of something. But that's crazy. I can't believe it's just like completely tied to your team having all Earth DPS. That's just such a strange, like, how do you even code that? Where it just goes into defensive style even if like I'm actively doing just Earth damage and I held back on everything else. I don't know, man, that's weird. That's so strange. The only other thing that I could think of is maybe it's tied to fire resist down. I guess I haven't tried not inflicting fire resist down. So maybe we try that. And then this will be the last attempt. For today, at least. I'll still keep playing with it over the weekend. Not yet. Trying one more thing here. Let's see if this works. We all agree, I have used nothing related to fire yet. Nothing. Interesting. So was it tied to the fire breach? Because if that's the case, that is something we can play around. I can just not put the fire breach on until it's time. Interesting. Also wild that the, I guess because they're not getting the earth potency buff there. That's probably why. The damage was still considerably lower than the earth team was, so this is probably a lost cause anyways. But at least I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable that we figured it out. Interesting. Yeah, 236,000. I get the feeling that's not going to do it for most people. Now, granted, I didn't rechange this for all the fire stuff, so I would have taken off like the amp potency, and we didn't have anything for boost, right? This was not like a perfect team. But if I go back to that fire team and come into this with that fire squad with the actual battle effects that we needed, I wish I could pre-save battle effects too, but interesting. So yeah, it looks like it's specifically tied to if you give her a different elemental debuff down, then she goes into defensive style. But if it's earth down specifically, she goes into attack style. Yeah, it looks like the fire resistance down was the thing that was triggering it, which is totally fine. Like I said, that means that I actually can play around with this now, and it gives me something to target this weekend because I can just hold off on the elemental resistance down. That's not that bad. All right, well, that is going to do it for me for this afternoon stream. Like I said, it's a little bit shorter, but I'm trying to keep out of the office for a bit. No, the Imperil should still work, but I think you just have to save it until the actual until the sigil phase, which is fine because we're not doing that much damage before then, anyways. We're setting up for the most part, so that's not the end of the world. We can just start to set up all of our like buffs and debuffs and stuff besides the resistance down, so we can get magic defense down, attack down. We can bring in weapon boost, weapon bonus, amp, all that stuff. Like, we can do all of that. We just can't hit it with the actual resistance down. And then it should be fine. It should be fine. But again, I'll test it this weekend, and I'll have an actual video posted on YouTube later this weekend and stuff. So you guys don't have to worry about that. I'll have it posted, and I'll take care of it. I appreciate y'all watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, playing some Dragon Quest 1 here on YouTube if you're interested in popping by. Larry, thanks for the soccer trophy. I appreciate it. Tyler, thanks for the gold coin. Those are cool little chat effects. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, it's obviously this is meant for the Earth team, so I'll have like a budget Earth team build set up too. I just wanted to try around with the other squads as well. But I appreciate y'all being here. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope to see you this weekend for this weekend streams, either on Saturday here on YouTube or Sunday over on Twitch. And as always, we'll see you again in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.